And welcome to Rulebook RX. I'm Dee, and I'm going to be reviewing the board game instruction books and instruction sheets like we're going to see in today's game, Deluxe Pit by Hasbro. Some of you guys might remember this game from way back when you were a kid. I certainly do. I remember yelling, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, and then you get the commodities and all that go with it. Since I'm relatively new at this, doing this channel and looking at some of these board game reviews, I wanted to compare this old classic with the juggernaut of Hasbro family gaming behind it. See what the rulebook has to offer. How does it appeal to me as a graphic designer and a website designer and a UI UX designer? How does it speak to me as someone with ADHD? How can I learn the rules when I'm looking at it? Are there easy things that I can pick up from just picking up that instruction booklet and getting down with my family and learning Deluxe Pit? I'll let you know what I think, and we'll be back in 2, 2, 2, 2. Right, we are looking at the Deluxe Pit instruction sheet, we'll call it. I would love to tell you who did the layout for this, but as you can see, there is none of that information to be had on this instruction sheet at all. So, best of luck to the designer that laid this out. Hopefully they're doing well when they designed this in 1990. So looking at it there, you can see that it's on very cheap paper, very thin. Like if any kind of water gets dripped on this, it's going to deteriorate and you are out your rule set. So be careful when playing your a raucous party game of Pit so you don't spill anything. Looking at the little bit of visual representation that we do have, I mean, those are, I suppose fine. But when you actually look at the corn, when we're digging through some of these cards, I suppose that looks kind of okay like it, but they could have had a card breakdown of what these different things mean. They don't even go into like how the different pricing is on here. So we see like wheat's at 100 where corn's at 75. They don't do a lot of explaining what's on each card. Now I understand it's basic, but they don't go into any of that detail and kind of let you explore that on your own. So once again, not a lot of things to look at this. They put almost more space for their social media and how to follow them on those different platforms than, maybe having a card breakdown would be nice. Maybe just adding a little bit of space. I mean, that is like a 12-point font just going through the whole thing. Not very attractive, not very intuitive for someone with ADHD. As a user experience on this, there's not a lot that I'd be like, oh man, I'm really into this rule book. So that's really all we have to talk about with the Pit rule sheet. Walls of text. They don't really get into, like we got this, and then on this side they can't even finish that little bit of text on this side. Like that's some not great layout. Yeah, well, there we have it, Hasbro. Hope your corporate drone is satisfied with their work. And let's go back and hear me complain about this more. So there we have it. That's the instruction book to Pit, and it's not great. A couple of things I'm going to mention that I just, kind of bring to light is there's like zero design work to this. Someone might have just made this in like a Word doc and then printed it out, and that was fine enough. I mean, if you're just kind of job done in it and mission accomplished, technically you've checked off that there's an instruction book, but not that this game needs a flashy whatever, but what it comes with is, for 2022, an abysmal instruction book. I mean, just even a little bit bigger, it could have just had a little more room for explanation or pictures or anything. So there's little to no image representation. There's a very scant amount of, this is what you do. There's no, explanation of, if there's a tie of some kind. It's pretty bare bones. The the bull versus bear, it's kind of okay explained, but for the most part, it just seemed like they just went through the motions and got a rule book out from from Microsoft Word, and away we go. Yeah, I'm gonna give the prognosis here a flatline. It's in need of quite an overhaul, stylistically, to put it even in leagues with smaller companies that are putting out instruction booklets that run circles around this corporate behemoth. So yeah, I don't know if it's just the age of it, and Hasbro thinks that the someone's going to come to this game with that old family nostalgia and bring it to the table. But there's nothing that in this that if I didn't already know how to play, it would be very hard to kind of read it and kind of get when everything kind of happens. So it's fine for what it is. But if you're like me and you more enjoy visual representation of how to run a game, you're not going to find it in Deluxe Pit by Hasbro Games. Thank you very much for tuning on in. Once again, this is the Rulebook RX. I'm Didi, and leave a comment down below if you have any comments or questions about what I took from Pit or any other rulebooks that maybe you want to see me tackle. I got a whole bunch that I'm looking to take care of. So if you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe. That'd be great. Throw a like on there if you're really nice. If not, hey, thanks for stopping on by. We'll be back sometime soon with more Rulebook RX.